Hello and welcome. My name is Tom Shima, and today is Saturday, August 22nd. Last time on Persona A Day, summer break continued. I was surprised to be invited to the movies with Yuko. That was a lot of fun to spend some time with her, and it also let me gain some progress towards my courage. In the evening, I took it easy with people at the dorm. Yukari wanted to do some cooking, so we worked on that together, made a delicious meal, and Yukari was able to unlock an ability that allows her to use 50% less SP when casting healing abilities. So that was a tremendous gain for the party, and it was a lot of fun. It's the weekend today. What fun activities are available? Who can I interact with? Can I balance fun and responsibility? Will I make it to the end of the day feeling good about my choices? Find out on today's episode of Persona A Day. Okay, here we are. So this is where things wrapped up at the end of yesterday. This is that new ability that Yukari gained after we cooked together. Healing Master. Reduces the SP cost of recovery skills by 50% of their normal SP cost. She's already our go-to healer, so for her to be that much more capable is just such a boon for the party. And it's been a lot of fun cooking together with her too, and seeing that growth for the both of us. So it was very much a win-win feeling at the end of yesterday.
Thanks for today. Let's do this again when you have some time. Okay, let's hurry and get this cleaned up.
So with that, that is how yesterday came to a close. Takes us on into Saturday the 22nd, and we've caught back up to the real calendar.
Hey, have you seen Koro-chan?
I was going to say, it's always a good morning when the day starts with Koromaru, but I'm wondering what he was off to do. I don't know why. The he ran away choice just seemed very not incorrect, but like such an odd thing to say to her. It's like, have you seen Koro-chan? Oh yeah, he ran away. Like, what? What was that? Even just saying he went outside still seems kind of odd, but I do believe we can trust Koromaru, so I'm not especially concerned. He did go outside, it sounded like.
Oh, just when I was about to brush him.
Well, he probably would have enjoyed that.
Wait, is that bad?
Okay, I guess, yeah, we are kind of on that delayed same page there. You know, I just, to go, oh yeah, he went outside. And she's like, oh, okay. But then there's that realization of like, oh, should he be outside?
Again.
Okay, Mitsuru's been here listening the whole time, and apparently this isn't a new occurrence.
He likes to step out front every so often to get some sunlight.
Okay, understandable.
Whew, thank goodness.
I guess it really speaks to the personality of Koromaru as well. Like, he's got a routine just like the rest of us. He likes what he likes. He's got things he wants to do, and he wants to get some sun.
Well, I guess it's not a big deal if he's just basking in the sun. Koro-chan would never bite or bark at people anyway.
True.
I agree with you there. However,
I do kind of wonder where she's going with that, but I can kind of see this potential of, we know that, but other people don't know Koromaru like we do, so maybe that's the angle she's looking at here.
we still have the responsibility of being his owners.
True.
I don't want to restrict his freedom too much, but we still have to be mindful.
That is very good advice. Mitsuru is a very good voice of reason, and it's never that unfair feeling or that delegating thing. It's like, we need to do this. Be mindful of it, basically. It's never a punishment or anything like that. It's a very logical and direct, here's the situation sort of thing.
I've been getting him to come back in whenever I notice he's gone out. Try to do the same if you ever happen to see him outside.
Okay. I have to try to do that. Again, being that responsible owner/friend to Koromaru. I wonder if she's out to take care of him.
Koromaru, it's time to come in.
All right.
Responsibility, huh? Yeah, I guess that's true.
It is, and it's important to frame that for all of us. So I do appreciate that direction from Mitsuru.
He may be a persona user, but he is still a dog.
If I see Koromaru outside, I should call out to him. Good to know. I'd like to think if I saw him outside, I'd want to call out to him too, so. Interesting that I came back up to my room after that interaction downstairs, but this is a good place to start the day. So let's get into it. It is Saturday today, so there's that really nice feeling of getting up Saturday morning and just having the world in front of you, hopefully. As far as I'm aware, we don't have any specific plans for the day. Nothing in particular going on. That's a good way to start. That means our time should be ours to spend. Let's, I guess, start with our mail and see where that takes us. Lots of mail today. Ooh, I see a lot of good choices. Let's just go down in order, starting with Bunkichi. An old man's request. My dear Tom-chan, won't you come visit us? From Bunkichi. I would really like to see he and his wife soon. It's definitely been too long. And one of these days I will do that. Nozomi Suimitsu, are you hungry? Yes or yes? We are on an endless journey in a galaxy of zest and zing. Isn't that so? Now then, come to the Polonia Mall. Kazushi Miyamoto, movie. Are you free today? Let's go watch a movie. I heard this flick is really burning with passion, so it's bound to get us fired up. I got some tickets from friends, so let me know if you can make it by the afternoon. That sounds like a lot of fun. Earlier in the week, there were 3 days of movies, and I really thought that was going to be it. And then yesterday, Yuko invited us out, and I had just as much fun there. It's really been that summer experience I've really been wanting the team, or at least my character, to experience, so that we can look back on the summer and say, oh yeah, I did this and I did that. It wasn't just, I went to summer school for a week and then just kind of went about my everyday life. I wanted some little bits and pieces here to make it different, and these movies have really felt like that. So for friends to reach out, I haven't seen Miyamoto in quite a while, probably since the track meet a few weeks ago. So just to get to hang out together and do something fun together and talk about it afterwards, that sounds like that ideal summer experience. Again, like I've said in other days, it's also one of those things we can't normally experience. Normally we're busy with school and other things, so it's harder for people to get together and just make a day of seeing some movies. So to have that chance now, I want to take it now while it's available. So, like previous days, that kind of calls out to me more than everything else so far. But that won't be the only thing I look to do with my day, but it might be something I do plan to spend my time on today. We got an ad here from Wakatsu, of course. Are you eating well? Keeping a well-balanced diet nourishes your brain, which in turn can improve your studies. We prepare great food with all our hearts just for you. Remember, a healthy brain stems from healthy food. Wakatsu's got your back. And it's a sale at the pharmacy today, so I'm definitely going to have to make it over there and just take a look at what I've got and what's available. Today is our weekly sale. Are you running low on medicine or other goods? Come visit us and stock up. Okay. Well, it's really cool to hear that there's a chance to go to a movie again. Like I say, I think I want to do that. But I'm going to head downstairs and see who's around to talk to, make my way around the town and just, stop at a couple places, see what else calls out to me. We'll see what everybody else did here in a minute as well, once I've made that game plan with people down in the lounge here. A few people to talk to. Don't see Koromaru around, so maybe he's back outside. Let's see what's on TV as well. There's nothing interesting on the news. No news is good news, right? So many people, always eating so many good things. Akihiko's got a good meal in front of him there. Sounds like we're able to go to Tartarus tonight. But Mitsuru says she's going to pass. Some kind of business she has to take care of, I guess. That's good to know. I definitely do need to get back to Tartarus. We've got 2 weeks until the full moon. We haven't made it to the barrier floor yet, so obviously there's still exploring to do, but there's also a person who wandered in the other day and needs to be rescued. Just because Mitsuru's not available doesn't mean I wouldn't go, but I really prefer it when the whole team is there so that we can all kind of level up in tandem and kind of keep the levels balanced. We're doing pretty good with that. Technically, of anybody, she's one of the higher levels, but still, it's just easier to have everybody available to make the most strategic, beneficial choices available. And the lost people in the tower, we have until the full moon to rescue them. Not that I want to make them wait any longer than they have to, but it's not as detrimental to miss a day. It's still, every time I say it, it feels a little wrong to say, oh, I can wait on rescuing that person who needs help. But so I guess, how's the day?
I have a theory.
The frequency at which the lost appear is a good measure of a shadow's strength. Casualties are currently on the rise, so we must remain ever vigilant. We can most likely expect more powerful enemies to appear in the future. I don't know why I never really made that connection between the number of lost appearing and the strength of the shadows. It makes sense. At this point, there still feels like so much we don't know, that there are a lot of potential cause and effects that we could assign that may or not actually be related, but this is an interesting avenue to look at, and things that I, like I say, hadn't especially considered. So that's an interesting thought. We've definitely been seeing more Lost around, and other people have been mentioning it. Ooh, there is Koromaru. Now, this is a tough call. I mean, they talked about having Koromaru come inside when we see him out here. Let's stay over next to Koromaru instead, actually. So, I don't want to not spend time with him like this, but at the same time, there's that option to go to a movie, which feels like one of those really limited chance things to do as well. It's the nice thing about having a lot of good opportunities, but that same challenge of having a lot of good choices and only being able to make one of them. Well, let's see what everybody else did with their day. Not that that's going to necessarily change how I approach things, but actually, yeah, before I say that, I am still probably leaning more towards a movie. No, nothing against Koromaru. He's, the best boy out there, but I kind of want to have my own game plan first, so I'm not just copying everybody else's homework kind of thing. All right, it is quite the split today between social links and daily life. Spent time with Koromaru. I mean, yeah, I definitely see that, but people seeing a film with Miyamoto was there as well as spending time with the old couple, Maiko and Suimitsu. That's tough. It's tough because I don't want to say like, oh, there'll probably be more time to spend with Koromaru, because nobody knows what the future has in store. And choosing not to spend time with someone is a tough choice to make. That's the whole premise of this game, though. Once we make our choices, we get those consequences that come with them. But I would like to think and hope that there will be more time for us to spend with Koromaru in the coming days and weeks. But the movie today with Miyamoto is today. If I don't take advantage of that today, that chance is gone. So it is still that tough balancing act, because there's no reason for me to believe that if I don't spend time with Koromaru, I won't get... I mean, tomorrow is a different day, so whatever we would do today wouldn't be what we do tomorrow necessarily. But still. Let's walk around town and think a bit more. I'm still leaning towards that movie, but let's not just stand here and talk to the crowd about that. Oh, there's a lot of places to go and see. Let's, again, try to end up at Port Island Station, though, in the event that I do go to a movie. So we'll kind of loop around this way this time. Try to mix it up that little bit. Another apathy syndrome person. And I don't think it's one I've actually given voice to yet, so let's see what I can get to try to attempt to read. All right, there you have it. The apathy syndrome is on the rise. See what else we can see up here. Who else is around? And of course, I've got to come up here to the Net Cafe and just see if this is the day for anything new. Even if it's not, it's still a nice place to stop on the rounds throughout the town. Still nothing new. And that's okay. A lot of people out and about enjoying their day, hopefully. Let's stop over here at the shrine next. Maiko, I hope you're having a great summer. Can't wait to play again sometime. Let's see, where can we go today? How about the classic sacred tree? We can't go wrong standing back here for a second. Well, let's just take a moment to gather our thoughts, relax for a bit, just bask in the presence of the sacred tree. How's everybody feeling? Was that a good break? I think it was. All right, let's continue on with our day then. So let's see. Here at the mall, I want to stop by the pharmacy for the sale. I want to talk to a couple of these other people. I see somebody mumbling, so I'll get to hear what they've got to say. Suimitsu, Gourmet King, you're looking well. Can't wait to get a meal again together sometime. Oh, a couple people that are suffering from apathy syndrome. Oh, And while we're in that mode, let's take care of this one as well. Wonderful. Best takes we'll get today. And we're over here. All right. So far, it's still just the one missing person. That's good. I do need to get her rescued soon. I mean, I've got until the 4th. But for her sake, I want to get her rescued soon.
Be careful out there.
Officer Kurosawa, good to see you. Hope your day is going smoothly. Hope you're coping with the heat. It's summer, but we'll make the best of it. And I want to thank you for the support for the team. I can't wait till Monday to see what I can buy on sale. You take care today.
You finished?
I am.
Be seeing you.
Let's see. And if I'm spending time with Miyamoto today, that would be the Chariot persona, which is not one I currently have on hand. Well, I guess I want to just make that little bit of extra benefit. So let's stop in the Velvet Room. I was going to stop here either way to say hi to Igor, but while I'm there, I can either summon or fuse one.
Good day. Are you accepting a request?
Still current on Elizabeth's request. That's good.
Very well then.
All right, so let's stop in here for a moment. I'll see what I can fuse, but if I can't fuse one, then I will look to summon. I've got the money to afford it.
Velvet room.
I always forget to check the special fusions as well, so let's look at those. As no chariots there.
Well then, shall
I can make up to level 40, which is very nice. The only one I could form, the fuse is one I've already got. So I guess I should summon, which will be good. It'll add, one more to the team. It'll be another fusion ingredient going forward. 15,000. Okay, that's not that terrible. I can afford that.
This persona, yes?
It's a good strong one. It's got a lot of good abilities as well, so that'll be nice to kind of pass some of those off to other people in subsequent fusions.
Very well, it's yours.
I could technically have gone with a lower level one and gotten the same social benefit,
Very well.
but this is just another persona then that I can use as a fusion material going forward. So I think it's money well spent. It's an investment in what I can do after this sort of thing. So, nice, quick stop to see how they were doing. It gets me prepared for my day. Kind of further pushes me down that route of wanting to do the movie as well, since I've got a little bit invested in it now. We'll see the antique store. I don't have any new material since I haven't been to Tartarus in a couple days, but still nice to see the antique store owner here and just take a look at all the cool stuff in the store. So owner, I will keep looking for those gems. I like the atmosphere in here. The laid back, feel to it all, the almost chaos, but so many cool things to see everywhere you look. There's just little details all over the place. It really feels like a store like that where you could just wander through and see order in the chaos. There's all these hidden gems, no pun intended with the gems here, but all these little hidden things like, oh yeah, look at this. I didn't even notice this on the table. And you could lose all sorts of time just enjoying, exploring everything in a place like this. So I like coming in here, even if I'm not here to do business. The one thing I really do need to trade as soon as I'm able is this vintage Yagen. I need one more topaz. I can trade this then to the pharmacist next door, which will help me further a request for Elizabeth. But I'm keeping an eye out for some topaz. It's actually kind of interesting looking at my gem count as well. I've got 65 turquoise here. I'm gonna do a quick look through and make sure there's no big number that jumps out. Okay.
It's hard to keep track of where things are when you have so much stuff.
Kind of fun. We were just talking about that. When you've got so much stuff, it's hard to keep track. That that really feels like a store like that. But to some extent, I mean, there's a very fine line, but to some extent, that feels like the charm of it. It can very easily descend into unshoppable chaos if it's too much like that. But when you hit that good balance, it's that treasure hunt feeling almost, rather than just hunting through a trash heap almost. Not that I'm calling anything here trash, but when things are too out of order, it's more off-putting. But I think this is a good balance here.
Is that all you need?
A weird thing to kind of stammer out at the end, but it is a nice store, and I do enjoy my time here. And yes, this is all I need.
Hope to see you soon.
All right, now there's a sale at the pharmacy today, so I'm going to definitely try to look through and see what I need. You get that reminder about the trade quest.
There's a sale today. Buy whatever you need.
Kind of makes me think back to talking to President Tanaka the other day, too, about buying things for the purpose of using them or buying them for that peace of mind idea. I want to strike, again, that balance of things that I will use.
Take care not to suffer a heat stroke. Always stay hydrated. You hear?
Things I'll use in quantities that will be beneficial to me, but not in overabundance. Like, I'm just looking at these, status recovery items. I've got 12 here, but 10 of the other 2. Do I buy 2 more to catch those back up, or do I save the, couple thousand yen because I've already got 10? Is it better to spend down what I've got, or to have just enough on hand that, it seems unlikely the next time I'm in Tartarus that I'll use 10 of each of these. So, there's that kind of logic.
Business, you decide what services to provide. For example, I can offer you some free life advice. How about it, lad?
Yeah. Whatever advice you want to share. I'm not going to guarantee I'll act on it, but it's always good to have new information. Yeah, this life ointment, something like that. I don't have any of those right now. And even on sale, 4,400 yen is kind of a lot at this point. It fully reviving an ally, that's a huge, very good thing, but as much as I want that, I've got band aces which can do 50% of that. It wouldn't be bad to have a couple on hand maybe, but at the same time, that's a lot of money.
Care not to suffer a heat stroke.
So I kind of just need to balance all that out.
Stay hydrated. You hear?
I don't want to spend too much time making you watch me shop either, so I think I'm feeling pretty good about the balance we've got. And it is nice to kind of walk away from that and have those expectations balanced of, okay, do I need any more? Am I happy with the stock I've got? And if I can say, yes, I'm happy with what I've got and it should cover my needs, and I'm not spending any more, then there's that perfect feeling of I'm prepared and I'm being responsible with the resources I have. So that's a good way to end up the shopping day and how I'm feeling here.
You got everything you need?
I do. And I've got that peace of mind as well. So even though I didn't technically support your business, I'm very happy it was here. And I feel good about that. So I'm still walking out as a satisfied customer. Maybe that's not what the store owner thinks. Like, okay, you browsed my stock and you talked to me for a while and you didn't buy anything. But I don't think he's like that. He really does feel like the kind of guy that genuinely cares about everybody and wants people to be happy and healthy. And he's like, that epitome of the pharmacist first and businessman second. And I think that's why his business does so well, because people trust someone like that. And it naturally adds authenticity to the place. You can come to a place like this and trust that he does have your interests in mind. And so it's a good business to support because of that trust. That's how I feel anyway. So I will definitely support him again in the future. And I think that's that long-term business connection too that he makes with people by being a good pharmacist like that. So I will definitely see you again, pharmacist.
Come again, yeah?
Absolutely. And of course, let's see what's playing at Game Parade today. You're the Answer and Edgar's House of Fortunes. Fun opportunities. As much as our character likes gaming, there's still the social side of things that seems to be the biggest draw for me right now. I've still, ever since we left the dorm, I've been going back and forth on spending time with Koromaru versus going to a movie. It's hard because by choosing one, you're losing the chance at the other, but for now, I still think that movie is a today-only kind of choice. There's still no knowledge and guarantee that same logic can't be applied to Koromaru, but I just hope that Koromaru and I can do more at a different time. And while we're here, I have to say mew to the energetic cat who's off on an adventure right now. That's just how that goes, I'm sure. You're all saying that too, right? And yep, more apathy syndrome cases around. Not that's a good thing, but... But there's another one to get to hear and experience. I don't know. Well, why not? We're here. Let's talk to this one. There's an odd level of consistency to them. For all the different people, they all kind of end up in the same state. But I realize I've stopped here quite a few times in the last few days to contact others about movies, but this is just a nice out-of-the-way place that feels like I'm not bothering anybody to stop here. Yeah, I picked up that Persona Oni, so I've got the chariot there to enjoy the social link. I think let's call up Miyamoto about that movie. It's been a lot of fun this week. I mean, earlier in the week to get to see 3 movies and to get to go with Yuko yesterday. So I am excited to continue that feeling today. And to see Miyamoto, like I say, it's been a couple weeks. It was that track meet, I think, the last time we really did anything together. So to get to see him again and catch up before we get back to school in a couple weeks. Just see how his summer's going, how his leg is doing. Hopefully it's doing well. Make a little bit of social progress that way, do something fun together, and make that summer connection. And it'll work on my courage, which is, that is, of the 3 social skills, the one I'm trying to prioritize a little bit more so than the others. Mainly so that I can spend time with Fuka after school once school resumes. I think all 3 of the social skills will unlock the potential to spend time with people, but having some amount of direction is just kind of beneficial. So courage has been the one I've picked. My newly resummoned Persona Oni is going to help. So yeah, let's enjoy a movie together with Miyamoto.
War movie, huh? Sounds pretty heavy. All right, let's do this.
I'm excited for the movie, but I'm just, smiling at this here because I've commented every time we've come to a movie with different people, it's been really cool to see how they choose to dress for the summer. They've all got a different set of casual clothes on, and I was wondering, how's Miyamoto going to be dressed? And totally true to Miyamoto fashion, he has his jacket on still. That is so him to just, that is what he wears and how he looks. I remember the very first day I came to school back in April. I didn't even know who Miyamoto was at that point, but looking back, it was he and Yuko that were talking, and she was kind of scolding him for wearing his jacket, right at the start of the day. She's like, go change, go put your uniform on properly. And he's like, nah, this is fine. This makes it easier, to get out to the track, sort of thing. And even now, he's so dedicated to his training. I remember getting a meal with him at Wakatsu one time, and he very much is one of those where training is everything to him. He talked about how the nutrition side of things is just as important as his time spent on the track. He was really watching his carbs at that point, and he gave me his rice or something. But that just kind of showed how dedicated he is in all facets of his life to his focus on track. So I could totally see him coming here in his track jacket just to say, okay, from here I'm going to go run or something, and I don't want to waste the time going home and changing or something. So this is what I wear, and it works just fine. Little things like that don't even use words. They can just show me this. It's so cool to see the personality of people depicted in their actions like that. Very Miyamoto. But we're here for a movie, a war movie. Sounds pretty heavy. So let's go.
Don't you die, Ryan! You swore we'd go back home together! You swore!
Hey, man. Don't give me that look. I can't live without your smile. Brother.
Ryan!
Wow. Definitely sounds like quite the dramatic scene. Interesting to see the breakdown of people here attending the movie as well. And just obviously the focus on the movie, but wow, quite the dramatic experience it sounded like. Good music here to kind of wrap things up. But wow. I feel braver after watching The Fearless Soldier in that movie. couple points towards my courage. It wasn't that long ago I leveled up, so it's still going to be a little while before we see that take the next step, but it's nice to get that much closer after today. Doing something fun with Miyamoto like this is an even better bonus. Yeah, popular, fearless, and smart. I like that breakdown very much. I don't want to stop there, but I'm happy to be where I am.
Dude, that was insane! I wish I had that kind of fire in me.
It's always fun to come out of a movie like that too and just really feel invigorated by the characters you saw and how, like, man, I wish I could apply what they were doing. You know, that lesson really, spoke to me, or it changes your outlook on something and, gives you that drive to want to really, really do something or change something. It really feels like that spoke directly to Miyamoto like that.
Okay, I'll see you later.
That was a lot of fun. Just, again, to get to go out and do something different, spend some time together doing something fun with a friend, making that summer connection that I can look back on and say, yeah, this is what we did. It wasn't just a normal Saturday. I did something different, something fun, and it was a good day. And I really feel that so far. I parted ways with Miyamoto and went back to the dorm.
Welcome back.
Greetings. I would like to ask you a question. Why do schools temporarily close during the summer? Well, all sorts of reasons, I'm sure, but let's see if I have a choice to answer that. Well, maybe I should try to give it a shot beforehand. I mean, I do think people need breaks. There needs to be that balance between being a student and being a broader person. School is definitely important, and it is a priority as a student, but you can't just keep going all the time in anything, school, work, anything. You need to mix things up a little bit. I mean, I love routine, so it's a little hard for me to say that about everything, but again, you kind of need to strike that balance in things. You need that break to reinvigorate the mind and come back to it feeling refreshed. Kind of like sleeping at night. If you're up 24 hours a day, you're not going to last very long. Anything you do, you've got to have that rest in between. There's also the school side of it. Things need to be done at the school that can't really be done while students are around, be it maintenance, renovation, things like that. Teachers need breaks just as much as students do. And I mean, it's easy to think, oh, this is a break for the students. But the teachers, they also need to be able to rest and recover and be able to be at their best to teach. There's also all sorts of continuing training that they'll be going through, so they need time to do that. That's outside of constant school hours. There's probably economic concerns for the schools to take some time off and do stuff like that. But there's potentially a lot of reasons. Okay, neither of these were really ones I considered, but I could definitely see some capacity of it being hot being a root for the why of it all. And there's old schoolhouse ideas where it's air conditioning isn't a thing and it is hot, so take that break because we can't cool the place down and people can't focus on education. I still kind of prefer the taking a break side of things. It's kind of become customary, but I'm not sure that's really the reason. But saying just because it's the temperature is also a hard side of things, because by that logic, any extreme temperature, extreme winters, I guess, there are snow days and things, so, that side is, I suppose, addressed, but I think it's more about the break side of things and giving students a time to spend with family and other things that aren't just school, but I suppose between the two, I guess I'm going to go with because it's hot. It still feels like the wrong answer, but it's customary. It also just kind of seems almost borderline dismissive. It's like, oh yeah, that's just how it's always been. That's not wrong, but it also doesn't really feel like a reason. So I'm not happy with either of these choices, really, but I have to make one. So I'm going to go with because it's hot. I see. Then, after the allotted break period ends, school resumes.
I comprehend.
Okay. A lot of opportunities here. We weren't looking to go to Tartarus tonight because Mitsuru wasn't available. Looks like Junpei wants to do some gardening. Akihiko wants to watch a DVD. Koromaru wants to go for a walk, maybe. Yeah, Mitsuru was out doing something tonight. I don't know where Ken is. Haven't seen him in a little while. He was reading one of Yukari's magazines the other day. I don't have my school bag to put away, but I'll still stop in my room first. Then we'll come back out and we'll talk to people and just kind of see what's going on. Nice to come up here and just, enjoy my room sometimes. I've talked about this, it's been a while, but in past playthroughs, my room was never really a place I did anything. This was where the day started, and I very seldom saw the place. So I'm trying to make this more part of our world as well. The entire dorm is ours. That includes this room here, so I just want to be in here and see what there is to see, even if it is just to come up here and check my phone. Things like the shelf up here, it's been recently starting to fill out with things. So it's becoming more and more ours, so let's enjoy it as such. But we've got mail. Okay, President Tanaka here. Did you forget? In that case, I'll head on home if you don't show up soon. It would be nice to catch up with him and see how he's doing. Let's see what more I can learn after the last time. Do not reply to this message. Please contact us through the official inquiry portal, Amazing Commodities Corp. I guess I should read the entirety of the email or the message. An ad from Wild Duck. It's been a while since I've been there, too. The wait is over. The Weekend Wild Duck set is finally here. Plus, your free drink that comes with the set will have extra ice. Pick away, Wild Ducklings. Secret recipes? Mysterious ingredients? Do you have the guts to go Wild Duck? And Fuka, ever the considerate one. I'm on the second floor. I'll be at the couch on the second floor today. If you'd like to go to Tartarus, please look for me there. I like that. She doesn't have to tell me where she is, but every time she's not down in the lounge, she just lets me know. That nice courtesy of, if you need me for anything, you can find me here. So Fuka, thank you so much for that. Let's talk. A lot of people have been writing about the Lost in their blogs lately. We have to defeat the 4 remaining shadows and stop the damage they're causing society.
Oh.
I've heard about that too. A girl wrote about the suffering she experienced when she was one of the Lost. And some guy posted that his parents were victims. More people are affected now. Yep, we have seen that. We've talked about that before. It was kind of interesting before last month's Shadow, I think it was. A bigger group, I think Junpei was here, maybe even Aigis. They were talking about as this situation worsens and more people become lost, the broader implications that has on society. As fewer people are able to perform important functions of society, there's just more and more of that collapse. So what starts off as just a few people here and there becomes a more widespread problem, and then things start to fall apart. You don't have people running the important operational sides of things, maintaining things, and it's just problems worsen at a drastic rate at that point. So that's just one more thing we need to be motivated by. And I think we are. I don't think any of us want to give up on any of this. And seeing that, I guess I think that almost redoubles our efforts of, okay, yeah, there's one more thing to fight for now. It was just Mitsuru that wasn't able to go to Tartarus tonight, right? Not that I'm probably thinking about going to Tartarus. Yeah, just Mitsuru's out doing stuff. So I still could go to Tartarus. I don't want to say, I'm not going to do that tonight, but I'm just going to come up here and take a look at the plants. That's kind of where I've been heading as we're talking. I never want to just blankly rule something out in its entirety if it's available. It might still be a lower priority, but it is still an option. This soul spinach has a few days left on it. I think it was the 29th? 29th, yep. So it'll be good to get that harvested, but it's nice to just kind of come out here and enjoy the stars for a moment. I don't always come up to the roof here, so again, mixing it up a bit. Just kind of making that day a little bit broader. It's not just going right to one thing and being done with it. We've got the time. It's a whole day. Let's make it a whole day. It's been fun gardening with Junpei. He gained a new ability last time we did. He does increased critical hit damage and scores critical hits more often, so a huge benefit to him. Taking Kormaru for a walk would be fun. I watched a DVD once with Akihiko. It was about classic boxing fights. It gave him some new ideas on some techniques, and it gave me some courage, I think it was. So that was a lot of fun. That might be something to consider doing tonight. Again, kind of that same idea as cooking with Yukari the other night. Getting people new abilities sooner than later gives them just that much more variety and ability within combat, which is definitely to our benefit. So I'm going to very much consider that. If anything, it's kind of hard to say. I say looking between that and spending time with a social link like President Tanaka. Kind of like this morning with Koromaru. I'd like to think that someone like President Tanaka is going to continue to be available in the evenings. But you never know. But if he is for the the next few weeks or months or whatever, then getting Akihiko a new ability now is going to help us every time we're in Tartarus. So, by that logic, I'd kind of like to spend the few sessions with Akihiko to get a new ability, and then come back to President Tanaka and see where I can continue his story. But I will still take a step out here and just see what's going on in the evening. And get out for the cooler part of the day, which is kind of nice. Just see the sights. I've already talked to the apathy syndrome people around here, and I've already climbed the stairs, technically, so I'll just kind of take that nice look from down here at the detail of it all. I still love this vantage point of all the different ads and the perspective of it all. It feels that much bigger, but to actually climb up there, too, and just see, like, oh yeah, I've been up there so many times now. It is a very cool setup. I guess I could have done that rather than panning the camera. But yeah, it's nice. I don't see anybody else over here. I don't think I came over here during the daytime hours. And we'll stop over here and again just see who's where. Step into Club Escapade for a moment and enjoy that. I'm pretty sure I talked to the apathy syndrome woman yesterday. Now I definitely have. A nice atmosphere here. Oh, Mutatsu-san is available as well. Hello, Mutatsu-san. It's been very back and forth, too. For a few weeks, I was really doing social link activities in the evenings and making good progress. There were like 3 nights in a row I think I came to spend time with Mutatsu-san up there. There were a handful of nights I had given money to President Tanaka to unlock that social link, but I haven't done as much with him. But now it almost kind of feels like I've gone the other direction, and it's been so long since I've done anything with the evening social links. But there's just been so many different opportunities available, and I still think like spending time with Akihiko tonight sounds like fun for the both of us for one thing, but also good progress towards a new ability for him, just to make combat that much more varied, capable, easy. I don't want to just default to say easy, but the more abilities one has, the more situations one can address. So it's definitely to our benefit to cultivate skills like that. An odd thing to talk about at a club here, I suppose, but we're just kind of taking in the atmosphere and the music and being somewhere different. Looks like I've got about the same moves as everybody else on the floor here, other than a handful of people. But let's, I guess, after all this talking, social links or spending time with Akihiko, or taking Koromaru for a walk. I guess, again, I shouldn't discount that either. That would be a lot of fun, but I think of everything I've talked about, watching a DVD with Akihiko does sound like a good use of my time. We've done this once, and again, if it's anything like the other trends, if we do this 3 times, I like to believe that we'll unlock an ability. I already got an ability from him from cooking, though, so it'll be interesting to see if there are 2 abilities like that. Because I think when he has buffs applied to them, they last longer. I think that was what he'd unlocked. Yeah, buff boost. Increases the effect of buffs on self. I mean, there's a 3rd space down there, so I would like to think, again, maybe this is that meta side of things, but we'll see, I suppose. And it's been a little while since I've mentioned I have played this game before, technically, so there are details that I'm aware of that our character isn't, so I'm going to keep that to myself because I want this to be our fun, unique experience. So I'm trying not to let past decisions like that influence too much, but I do feel it is worth saying that I have played this game before, so if anybody is wondering about that, all my cards on the table sort of thing. But I think, I don't want to talk too positively about myself like that, but I think so far I've done okay trying to maintain what I know and what I shouldn't know and react within the moment. Hopefully I have anyway. I've been enjoying the series so far, though, very much. But yeah, all that said, I guess let's get back on track, and I think that spending time with Akihiko sounds like a lot of fun for the both of us. It'll put us that much closer. President Tanaka, thank you for the life advice. I can't wait to make a proper appointment next time and spend some time together. Yeah, I think that covers everything at the mall here. I've already seen Igor and Elizabeth. Stopped at all the shops. Yeah, let's move on. And just like during the day, it was nice to take that step out and just vary the evening a bit. Stop by Club Escapade and say, oh yeah, what did you do with your Saturday evening? Well, I took a short walk into town. I went to the Bologna Mall, stopped by Club Escapade, enjoyed the dance floor, briefly saw Muntatsu-san and President Tanaka, and then made my way back to the dorm to talk to Akihiko. Oh, I also checked on the garden up on the roof. Yeah, so it wasn't just like, what did you do tonight? I watched a DVD with Akihiko. That might be the high point, hopefully, but I did a lot of other things too. So it makes it feel that much more like a full day of experiences and events. Hopefully it does. It does to me anyway. Let's get the game saved here. It's been a little while. And let's see what we can watch and learn and experience and enjoy with Akihiko. Koromaru, I see you back here. I hope you're having a good day too. We've talked to everybody. We have. Yeah, let's do it. I'm thinking of watching another boxing DVD here today. It's a documentary about two champs who were rivals. Sounds dramatic and fun. More courage progress. That fits in with the direction I've been trying to take things as well. Watching a boxing DVD with Sonata might help me gain more courage. Want to watch it together if you have time? I think that sounds like fun. It's a really casual evening sort of thing. It's, low stakes, low pressure, but just like watching the classic matches with him on the DVD last time, it'll be cool to take it in and experience it from what I understand. But to have Akihiko there, who does have much more knowledge about the world of boxing, to get his take on things and see the details that I wasn't as aware of on the surface. It's just going to be that much more interesting, I think. And to get his take on things like that and just spend time with him doing something that's not, fighting alongside him in Tartarus. To see him, again, more as a person. That'll be to both our benefits, I hope and think. So yes, let's watch together.
Yes.
All right, let's start watching.
In this fight, each side had one win and one loss. A serious all-or-nothing match.
Perfect. I mean, this is exactly the kind of setting the stage thing that I was hoping to experience with him. I'm sure to some extent the DVD might have talked about that, but to really get Akihiko's take on it and those little details, that is what I'm here for.
And the fact that they were lifelong rivals only helped them push each other to the top.
It's interesting, too, the concept of rivalry has come up a bit more recently in game. Hayase, the track star from another school that I met at a track meet, seemed to be really talking about that as well, and just how no one else can really compete with him. He wasn't saying that in some self-important bragging way either. It's just kind of a statement of fact. It's like, yeah, I'm good at this kind of thing, and it doesn't really seem like anybody else is able to match my times. But I came close, it sounded like, and so he kind of sees in me that same potential. So he's like, if you apply yourself more, you might be the one sort of thing to push me, to be that rival sort of thing. And we can kind of work back and forth off each other, just like Akihiko's talking about here.
Do you have anyone you'd consider a rival?
Ooh, that's an interesting thought. I mean, just talking about Hayase, I could see that. But there's also that thought in a lot of different directions. I mean, to some extent, I could almost see rivalries in the positive, productive way with a lot of different people around. I mean, there's someone like Mitsuru, who's a gifted student, and she's so skilled at coordinating things and balancing all sorts of responsibilities. I think to some extent, rivalries are seeing things in others that you wish you could see in yourself. And maybe trying to learn from their experience and example and try to better yourself to catch up to the example they're setting. So I think that's, to some degree, it might not be the exact same definition of rivalry, but you could apply that to a lot of different people as like a motivating envy sort of thing. I think so. Nope. Or you're my rival. But yeah, I definitely think so. I mean, I think Akihiko, in a lot of capacities, has a lot for me to aspire to as well. But yeah, seeing the success of others is a good potential to motivate. So yeah, I like to think in a lot of ways I've got rivals. In the right way, not in the petty sort of way, the motivating way like we were talking about. So yeah, I think so.
Well, good. Make sure you don't lose to them.
True, and I suppose, yeah, the whole competitiveness idea, I suppose that might be more what makes it a rival as opposed to what I was saying of just like an inspirational figure. But still, I mean, that gives you something to try to emulate and catch up to, and then in some capacities maybe move beyond. So I still think that could be applied depending on how you approach it.
They must be pretty good if they're on your radar. Kinda makes me want to see how I'd fare against them.
And I guess even combat-wise, there are so many people. I mean, Akihiko, Junpei, from like a pure combat ability, from the physical side of things, they're both amazing physical fighters. Then there's people like Mitsuru and Yukari that have the magic side of things very well in hand. I'm kind of that middle of the road, jack of all trades, master of none kind of thing. It feels like I can step into a lot of different roles, but I'm not sure I excel like everybody else. Which again is that kind of fun, motivating thing too, of like, wow, look at the healing Yukari can do. I wish I was that capable. What can I do to get closer to her level? Or, look at the damage output that Junpei can do. What sort of skills do I need to cultivate to be able to do something similar? It gives me that motivation to see what others are capable of and how I can apply that to what I can do.
Anyways, you'd have to be really lucky to find a partner like that.
True.
All the athletes from the other schools avoid me, so it's tough finding an opponent to spar with.
Kind of interesting to hear Akihiko talk like this too, because this feels a lot like what Hayase was saying the other day. So it kind of feels like Akihiko is in the same boat as being the really skilled competitor that makes it hard to find someone willing to rise to the challenge.
And I don't think a longtime childhood friend is quite the same thing as a rival.
Maybe, maybe not. I guess it depends.
But hey, the world is a big place. I'll just keep polishing my skills until I find the right person.
It's a good thought, too. I mean, yeah, there's always somebody out there. I mean, I guess by that logic, somebody has to be the best, probably, but the odds of there being somebody else out there who's comparable or better seems really high considering the number of people out there. So yeah, just that motivation and drive to keep looking and bettering yourself along the way. Getting complacent and lowering your skills to match others, that's not the right level of drive. That's definitely not something Akihiko would do. So I could definitely see him continuing to train and grow and push those boundaries and see who he can encounter along the way. I hope he does well with that.
Sorry, we were supposed to be relaxing, but I just ended up talking the whole time.
It really did kind of fall into a deeper discussion, but that's what I like about these evening activities. That's kind of, I'm just as guilty there of kind of going off on tangent after tangent, but that's what's fun. It starts out as something so basic like cooking with a friend or watching a DVD, and then it becomes this deep discussion of the philosophy and approach to life in general. Maybe that's just kind of an odd extrapolation to things, but it's kind of fun to just have that base framework make things look different. So hopefully all of my weird ramblings have been fun to listen to and not off-putting.
Let's do this again. I'll put on some real good matches then.
And yeah, as we get back to the boxing side of things, it will be interesting to see after what I've watched in the past with those classic fights and this rivalry information here, what new knowledge I would have about boxing that I could apply to the next thing we watch. Would it be like, oh yeah, this was the technique I learned about in that first match, and oh okay, these two are rivals, kind of like the ones we watched in this week's DVD. So maybe I've got a different foundation for my understanding that will make the entire sport appear more interesting to me. And I'll always have Akihiko there to explain it as well. So there's that expert resource on hand too, which is very nice. But yeah, I'm excited to just see where that goes from here. I feel like my courage has improved from watching these two rivals clash. All right, I'm getting a lot of good courage progress today. It feels nice. Not just giving up and saying, "Oh, I'm fearless." That's good enough. I'm still pushing to try to get even better. Just what I want to see.
I didn't notice the time.
That's how you know you're really absorbed in something you're enjoying.
Before you go to sleep, you want to crack a raw egg for some protein first?
It sounds like the boxing thing to do. Sure, why not? Oh, yeah, there was that little nod. Yeah, nice to spend time together like that. And it looks like that is how the day comes to a close. I couldn't really ask for a nicer conclusion to the day, but let's head back to the desk and talk about it some. Okay, so here we are. That was the end of Saturday, August 22nd, and it was a really good day. It had a lot going on in it. It's that perfect kind of Saturday as I look back on what happened. There were a lot of potential things right from the start of the day. I mean, getting to see that scene with Koromaru wanting to go out and just bask in the sun and really see his personality taking shape there. It was already, kind of a side of him we've seen before, but he just wants to be him. He's got the same wants and desires that we all do, and he was just going to go get some sun during a nice summer day. And there was that direction from Mitsuru saying, hey, if you see him out, we are still responsible for him and we need to act accordingly. So that was a good reminder. I'm still kind of going back and forth on spending time with Koromaru today versus other activities. I'm not dissatisfied with what I did, but it always kind of feels like by making one choice, you're leaving the other ones. And you are, when you can only do one thing and you've got two choices to make. Obviously, you do have to choose one over the other, but it's still, there's just that part of me that wonders. But that's how life goes. But yeah, I saw Koromaru outside, so there was a chance to spend some time together, but I also had that invite to a movie from Miyamoto. And I've really loved the movies this week. It's been so much fun to see my friends and to see the movies with them and just to kind of get to do something different than we normally do in schools or clubs or track meets or things. Just to get to be people, high school students enjoying something fun together over our summer, seeing how their summer's even been going since I haven't really been keeping in touch with them as much since classes ended, and just kind of getting to see that side of them. So it was a lot of fun to do that with Miyamoto today. We got to see a war movie. I gained some courage from that, which was a good social progress. But yeah, to spend that time and get a little bit closer, that'll make it easier to interact when we get back to school as well. So it will help our social link progress that much more. And I still really do feel like that was just a fun summer daytime thing to do. It's something we can't do any other time of the year, and it was something that could only happen today. So in all of those limited resource reasons, I think this was still a good use of my time. Nothing against Koromaru. I'm definitely going to keep my eyes out. Next time I see him outside, I don't have other things that are dragging me in a different direction. I very much look forward to spending time with him. Kind of like spending time with Akihiko tonight. But I guess we'll talk about that when we get there. But the daytime at the movie was a lot of fun. I guess the evening wasn't as far off as I thought it was, but from there, that does take us to the evening. And I did want to kind of make that walk around and see a few other things to make it a slightly more varied evening. There were, again, a lot of good choices, different social link opportunities tonight, different activities around the dorm. I still feel good about the choice I made. It was a nice, casual, comfy Saturday night. Mitsuru wasn't available, so I decided to hold off on going to Tartarus tonight until we're all available to just all be there in case something is needed. I'm still not to that barrier floor yet, and we're still trying to rescue a person, so coming in shorthanded, even if it's just one person, could be potentially problematic. And I don't want to take unnecessary risks. So it was a nice night, again, to just that rest and recover, be in as best shape we can as we do make our way back to Tartarus, and get the most progress done at the time we do. So it was nice to relax. Akihiko wanted to watch a boxing DVD. I'd done that once before. Potentially we'll be unlocking a skill next time we do this as well, so that was part of my motivation. But it was fun to just kind of get his take, again, on the sport. To watch something alongside someone who really knows it is just that much more interesting to get those little details that you might not pick up on. We got to talk about the idea of rivalries and how that converts to motivation, and basically keeping your eyes open for rivals and how that drives you, and whether or not you've got one, do you continue to work? It really was more than just boxing. The DVD was focused on boxing and the rivalry there, but we were able to apply that much more broadly to all sorts of aspects of life. And it was kind of fun to just kind of talk that out with him and do something different. Again, to not be fighting in Tartarus or just catching him in passing in the lounge. To do something together, just the two of us, to kind of just be friends, get together, man to man, and understand each other a bit more. So I feel really good about that, and I'm excited to do that next time we have a chance as well. From there, I suppose I got to bed at a good hour. Tomorrow's Sunday, so the break continues. We've got 2 weeks until the full moon, a little over a week until school resumes. We go back on the 1st of next month. Kind of a bummer, it's going to be here before we know it, but we are students, and students do have to go to school, so I'm going to make the most of the last of the break we've got. I really feel good about this entire week as I look back on it, though. There were a lot of movies. That was very much the driving thing throughout the week. But I'm not dissatisfied to say that. Kind of like last week, we got a lot of academic progress in summer school. This week, I got a lot of different social skill progress and spent a lot of time with a lot of different friends at various movies. That really, really did feel good. I don't know if, will there be a chance for another one tomorrow or not. I was surprised yesterday and today to have more movies. I guess tomorrow is tomorrow. I'm excited for what's going to happen next. And it's always fun to get to the end of a day, too. And just everything felt really good about today. And I want that to continue. It's like, man, what can happen tomorrow? There's that anticipation and excitement of, can tomorrow be as fun as today was? I hope it can. Maybe I can do this or maybe I can do that. But I guess to find out tomorrow, we'll have to get to tomorrow and see what happens. I hope I can see you when we do. But yes, looking over it all, I'm very happy with how today played out. And that does take us to the end of Saturday, August 22nd. It was a really good day, and I want to thank you so much for being here to share it with me. It means a lot to have an audience here, so thank you very much. My name is Tom Shima. I stream this Persona A Day series live every day at 12:30 Eastern Time, so anytime you want to be here to join me, I would love to have you. I also upload each of my day's playthroughs to my YouTube channel, so if you ever miss a day or want to catch up on the entire series, anything all the way back to day one is available to watch at your convenience. Let's make it a good Saturday today. Hopefully the day is full of that potential. Even if there's a lot of choices that seem like it'll be a hard choice to make, I hope you can choose the one that gives you the most satisfaction by the end of it, and we can look back at the end of the day and feel like the day was perfectly spent, that you did all the things you wanted to do, and you're excited to continue that feeling the next day. I'm going to try to do that myself, and I hope we can trade positive notes on that the next time we're together. I've been Tom Shima. I hope I can see you again tomorrow as this Persona A Day series continues, and until our paths cross again, I hope you take care. Thank you very much, and goodbye.